In the heart of a small Australian town, where everyone knew each other by name, lived a humble couple, Ethan, a calloused-handed carpenter, and Clara, a teacher at the local school. They lived in a wooden house with a porch, where they'd sip a tea at sunset, laugh at old jokes, and make plans that never involved wealth, just peace and affection. Ethan often said he didn't have much money, but he had time, a heart, and hot coffee every morning. Clara would smile, and that was enough. They shared everything: dreams, bills, even the small dramas of a simple life. No luxury, but no loneliness either. What they had was light, beautiful, and seemed unbreakable. Until one day, a different kind of man moved into the house next door, an imported car, a practiced smile, and a gaze that lingered too long on Clara. From that moment, everything began to change. The new neighbour's name was Liam, a businessman from Sydney, an owner of a luxury clothing brand. Tall, confident, always perfectly groomed, and smelling of expensive cologne. During his first week, Liam introduced himself with a bouquet of flowers. A welcome gesture, he said, staring directly at Clara. Ethan thanked him with a firm handshake, but something about it felt off. A quiet discomfort. As the days went by, Liam started showing up more often, always with compliments about the garden, Clara's smile, the way she spoke. One day, during a casual walk to the market, Liam said something that Clara couldn't shake off. "You shine too bright for such a small life." Clara laughed awkwardly, but that night, as she lay in bed, sleep didn't come so easily. In the days that followed, Clara began to notice little things she'd always overlooked. The ripped corner of the living room couch, wearing the same dress every time they went out, Ethan's tight routine, working long hours as a gardener, and still helping at the local market. Meanwhile, Liam kept appearing with tempting invitations, dinners, art events, even an offer to model for his new campaign. "You've got a magazine cover face," he told her. Clara felt flattered and confused. That night, as Ethan prepared a simple chamomile tea and apologized for not being able to buy her favorite cake, she said nothing, just smiled, with her eyes far away. Ethan noticed the silence, and though he didn't say a word either, something deep down told him Clara was changing, but he still believed in their love. In the days that followed, Ethan decided to do something special. He didn't know about Liam's invitations or offers, but he could feel Clara drifting away. With the little he had saved up, he bought her a new dress, simple but beautiful, and left it on the bed with a note. "You're still the most beautiful dream I've ever had. Love, Ethan." Clara was surprised. She touched the fabric gently, but her gaze hesitated. That night, he took her for a picnic under the stars, in the park where they had shared their first kiss. He brought fruit, fresh bread, and hot tea. They laughed over old memories, and for a moment, Clara felt like herself again, light, free of dilemmas. But when they got home, a message was waiting on her phone. "Dinner on my yacht tomorrow night, just the two of us. Liam." She looked at Ethan sleeping and didn't reply. The next night, Clara turned down Liam's invitation, but he didn't give up. On Saturday morning, a limousine pulled up in front of Ethan's flower shop. Liam stepped out in a flawless suit, holding a velvet blue box. "Say yes, and all of this could be yours. You were made for more than this. Simple life," he said, opening the box to reveal a diamond necklace, shimmering in the sunlight. Clara didn't know what to say. She felt torn between two promises, one of love she was no longer sure of, and a life of luxury and security. Ethan watching quietly from behind the counter, saw it all. Something inside him broke. That night, alone in their room, he knelt down and spoke words he hadn't said in years. God, if there's still something left for me, please show me. That's when he heard a strange sound coming from the back door. Ethan crept downstairs, heart pounding. At the back door, he found a small wooden box, old but intact. On top, a handwritten note. What comes from the heart can see the invisible. Inside the box were 2 small sticks made of pale wood. Nothing special at first glance, but when he touched them, Ethan felt a strange warmth in his hands, a light energy, as if time had slowed for just a moment. The next morning, without saying anything, he brought the sticks to the flower shop. He placed them on opposite ends of the counter and began to work. What happened next was unbelievable. Everything he touched bloomed with uncommon beauty. Thornless roses, tulips that lasted for days longer. Even dried out plants sprang back to life in his hands. People started to notice. Soon a line was forming outside his shop. Liam wasn't far behind. He parked his imported car across the street and watched as crowds flowed in and out of the store, smiling, holding vibrant bouquets. "This is impossible," he muttered, clenching his fists. The next day, he stormed into the shop, chin high, voice full of arrogance. "Copying my style now, Ethan." But when he saw the flowers up close, alive, luminous, almost magical, his expression shifted. He picked up a rose and held it silently. There was no way a simple florist had done this. "What kind of cheap trick is this?" he snapped. "It's not a trick," Ethan replied calmly. "It's love. That's why you'll never understand." Humiliated, Liam left without buying a thing. For the first time, he realized his wealth couldn't compete with this. That night, Liam couldn't sleep. The image of Ethan's flowers haunted him. Consumed by jealousy and rage, he returned to the flower shop under the cover of darkness. Determined to uncover the secret, he broke into the small greenhouse behind the shop, where Ethan grew his special blooms. But as he touched one of the plants, a strange force surged through his body. He dropped to his knees, dizzy, limbs stiffening. In seconds, his body began to change. His expensive suit tore. His polished shoes flew off. When he opened his eyes again, he saw his reflection in a puddle. The rich, arrogant man had turned into a mule. Literally, long ears, fuzzy snout, wide panicked eyes. Ethan appeared, calm, as if he'd already known what was coming. "What we plant with envy, we reap as a lesson, Liam," the mule neighed, confused and ashamed. From that day on, he belonged to Ethan's stable. As time passed, the tale of the well-dressed mule spread through the village. No one knew exactly where it had come from, but everyone noticed it had stubborn, sad eyes. Just like Liam's, Ethan, on the other hand, continued his simple life beside Clara. His flowers bloomed even more beautifully now, and there was something new about them, as if they carried a silent energy of truth and protection. One morning, Clara walked through the garden and stopped in front of the mule. Their eyes met, and she frowned softly. "I know that look." Ethan walked over, smiling gently. Sometimes, the universe finds strange ways to teach humility. Clara stroked the mule's head. For the first time, it lowered its ears and sighed in peace. Forgiveness began in that moment, quiet, sincere. Days went by, and peace returned to the village. Ethan and Clara tended the garden side by side. Just like before, their struggles hadn't vanished, but now there was a new strength between them, born from truth, pain, and starting over. The mule stayed, helping silently, carrying baskets, moving seedlings. seeming to understand every word Clara said. Over time, its presence stopped, feeling like punishment, and became a living reminder that love can't be bought. It's built. One evening, Ethan looked at Clara under the soft golden light of dusk. "Still prefer roses? Or have you fallen for sunflowers by now?" She smiled, leaning into him. "I'd rather be wherever you're planting." And so, through laughter, hard work, and petals, their love bloomed once again, stronger, truer, more beautiful than ever. If you want to learn English in a light, engaging way that truly holds your attention, subscribe to the channel. Here, every story teaches you English while moving your heart and inspiring your spirit.